My name is Anne Gerard. I'm 45 years old. I'm a single mum of twins that are 21. I live in Clayton Moors near Accrington. 5 years ago, I was just short of 16 stone at that point. My confidence was very low. I actually felt very depressed. My dad was like in his early 70s and I was a lot less fitter than my dad. And, you sort of like, that's not the way it should be. He was keeping up with the children, whereas I wasn't. About 3 years ago, I was really quite poorly. Felt like I was getting up and going to work, but yeah, I really just, all I wanted to do was sleep. I actually thought I had quite a healthy diet. I did have takeaways, maybe a couple a week, but I wasn't having a takeaway every night. When I went to the doctors one Friday with a really sick headache, and the lady doctor that I saw, she was really quite horrified at how high my blood pressure was, because she said, you're on the brink of having a heart attack or a stroke. I was a dead man walking, more or less. So then I thought, well, let's do something about this. Each thing that I've done is just a very small step. Eating healthier, having a little bit more fruit, and then gradually building up on the activity. I used to skip breakfast completely, whereas now I do get up and I give myself an extra 15-20 minutes to actually have a breakfast. Like I'll do a smoothie, put a yogurt and some couple of different types of fruit in there, and a banana and a bit of milk. And you're having it and you're having all that fruit, and it's actually really quite filling. You think you can't build any activity in at work. Well, I always used to park really close to the door and then just walk in and get the lift. Whereas now I'll park right at the bottom of the car park, I'll walk up the car park and then walk up the stairs. And I find people actually getting in the lift and I think, well, I'll beat you up the stairs. And I get to the top and I'm not breathless. Whereas before, if the lift wasn't working and I had to use the stairs, I couldn't speak for about 10 minutes. Whereas now, it doesn't bother me. During the day, snack on fruit, not going to the machine. I wasn't having chocolate, wasn't having crisps. I still have an odd coffee, but I could have had 10 or 12 cups of coffee in a day with loads of milk and loads of sugar in there. So now I'm having these fruit teas, and I've got where I really do love them. Now I do cook things a lot more healthier. I include a lot more veg in my meals, cutting down on the meat content and having a lot more of a balance in the actual meal rather than having just pure meat and all the fat. But also the salt intake. I really tried not to cook at all with salt. So when I was making something, I would use a spice or use some sort of parsley or rosemary or thyme. In this dish, I've bulked it out with some barley, which is really quite filling, and it fills and lasts in your stomach for quite a while, so you don't actually feel hungry afterwards. And it's a nice winter dish as well. As the weight started to come off and I seemed to have far more energy and I was sleeping better, then I started to think, well, let's get up and start moving a little bit more. And so I would start walking slightly more. And then with my friend Jermaine, we started to get up and we started running together. And we started off in the park. And I think the whole park is about a quarter of a mile. I couldn't do a third of it. It was just a little bit extreme, but we persevered, and gradually within 6 weeks we were running 5k. But while we're running, we're not just running, we're having a chat and we're having a catch up, and we just enjoy each other's company. It's nice.
Just depends what time it finishes work. Exactly.
The cycling is pure pleasure. I don't class it as an exercise or an activity. Every now and then I've said to John, my son, would you like to come out with me? And he's come out, and then we've ended up racing and challenging each other up and down these hills or down on the canal. But I should have been doing this when he was a lot younger. I feel like I've missed a lot. I feel like I was when I was 20 years ago. I feel like I've really missed quite a lot of my life by being so big. I've lost 5.5 stone. Been to the doctors and my blood pressure has dropped quite drastically. It's about 12 months ago. I went in a shop and I picked something up and I thought, oh, that looks, I could fit that. Then I suddenly realised I was a size 12. And I was like a kid in a candy shop and you couldn't keep me still. I was up and out and I was trying all sorts of things on. It did actually cost me a fortune that day, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good. But I started going out more. I started to interact with people more. Have a lot bigger friend base than I did. Now I'm thinking, well, what can I do? What is there to do? To the point whereby me and Jermaine are looking maybe to do a skydive at some point this year. I'm 45. And before, I felt older than my dad at 45. Whereas now I'm thinking, I've got a good 30 to 40 years and I just feel so much healthier. I feel like the sky's the limit. I was a dead man walking.
The time has come for me to take action.
I was 17 stone 2 and now I'm 12 stone and I feel absolutely brilliant.
Now I actually feel excited for the future.
You're told that you have a disease that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. It was an absolute shock.
I love my life now. You know, there's a future and I'm going to live it, believe me.